Yes mates, how's it going? My name's Lee. Welcome back to the channel for another FPL video. Today we're going through my game week 10 transfer targets and players you should be looking at or transferring into your team for this upcoming game week. If that's the kind of thing you're into, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like and leave a comment down below. Let's rock and roll. Alright mates, so the first player we've got up is James Maddison. He just come off a absolute monster 18 points against Forest. He was quality, to be fair to him. He got taken off after about 80 minutes I think. I watched most of the game and he had a chance from outside the box to make it a hat-trick. Yeah, he was just absolute quality. I brought him into my team a couple of weeks ago and yeah, he's paying dividends now. He's currently priced 8.1, 12% owned at the minute. That will continue to go up over the next few weeks because he has got some great fixtures, as you can see down below. Bournemouth away, Palace at home, Leeds at home, Wolves away. I know he's got City there, but if you can rest him there and playing for Everton away there. He's predicted just over 26 points over the next 6 game weeks. It's a decent return, to be fair. He's doing quite well in terms of outproducing his XG, but it's because he takes a lot of shots outside the box. Like his free kicks, I imagine, would have an XG of 0.04 or something like that. So every 25 times to go in, his expected assists are quite high because he takes a lot of set pieces. Just a really, really good option. He should be on the plane with England to Qatar. And it should definitely be on in the England squad. I think he's absolutely quality. I'd take him at United, to be honest with you. I'd probably won't sell Bruno, but if Bruno ever left, I'd definitely bring Maddison in. He's a really, really good player. Great FPL option, and he's I say guaranteed 90 minutes, even though he got taken off. He's about as close to guaranteed 90 minutes as you can get, especially when there's a lot of rotation up front in terms of Vardy and Daki. You don't really know who's going to play. Maddison's a very easy pick for me, and if you haven't got him, I would definitely look at bringing him in over the next 4 game weeks, because in game week 12, City and Arsenal blank. So he's a decent captain pick there against Leeds. But if you are struggling for a choice there, I'd maybe look at that. I've given him 5 out of 5 stars just because he's got great games, he's in great form, he's still playing for that England place, and if he scores maybe 5 or 6 goals over the next 6 games, he'll be on the plane, you know. You never know, do you? Next up, we've got Wilf. We've got another 5-star player. Another 5-star transfer. Currently 7.3 million, just under 20% owned. Same again, really, really good fixtures. Leeds, Leicester, Wolves, Everton, Southampton, and even West Ham in 15. He's pretty much set and forget. Bring him in, leave him in. I haven't got him at the minute. I am very, very tempted. I've just got enough money to go from Andreas to ZAHA, and if the Mitrovic rumours or transfer rumours kind of continue, I am tempted to make that move and just bring ZAHA in. It's just a really nice transfer. He's on penalties, even though he's not a great penalty taker. He has predicted a lot of points over the next 6 game weeks. It's just over 5 points a game. He's outperforming his XG, but like I said, he is on penalties, so I think like an XG for a penalty is 0.8 or something like that. So I expect that to be quite high. It's surprising he's not got an assist yet, so he is overdue an assist. He's a really good player. He's almost their talisman. 90-minute player. On penalties, like I said, he's about as assured minutes as Maddison is for Leicester, in terms of you don't really know who's going to play up front. For Palace, you've got Edouard, Mateta, Jordan Ayew, I think is still there, or is it Andre Ayew? I can't remember which one. It's one of the Ayew boys anyway. Doesn't really matter which one. Like neither that good anyway. And he's just a really good option to bring in there. If you haven't got him, I don't see why you wouldn't bring him in. He is someone I'm really looking at, and I've only got 1 free transfer this week, and it probably will go from Andreas to ZAHA. Seems a good one to me. Onto a bit of one of the hype boys at the minute, Phil Foden. Really painful game, mate. Really painful game. It's gonna sound bitter. Like I didn't think City were that good. I just thought we were that bad that he was basically allowed to do what he wants, and everyone bigs up Haaland like this is amazing striker. The balls get put on an absolute plate for him. Like the ball from De Bruyne for his 2nd goal is unbelievable. Phil Foden though, he's about as assured for minutes as anyone in that City team at the minute, and although he is a short-term option in terms of fixtures, if you can hold him for those 2 games, and even playing against Liverpool, I think he's got a decent record. I remember him scoring a couple of goals against Liverpool. Got a decent record against Liverpool, so I'd play him in both of those. He's got the blank, but if you've already got 3 City players, I wouldn't bring him in. But like if you do want a City player, particularly a midfielder, and you can't quite afford De Bruyne, I would definitely look at someone like Phil Foden. And then after 13, 16 onwards, between 13 and 16, sorry, they've just got really, really good games. Predicted 28 points, but that's over 5 game weeks. That's about 5.5 a game. He's overachieving his XG, but he does anyway because he takes a lot of shots. He's got 51 points in total this season already, but how many did he get the other day? It was 18, 19. Crazy. I never guess who I captained De Bruyne, don't I? Oh my days. Bad times, mate. And he always pitches in with an assist as well. The only reason why he's not got 5 stars is because of that blank game week. I don't even mind the Liverpool game. If he's got anybody, like even if it's a really hard game there in game week 12, I mean, I don't know who you would consider a harder game than Liverpool. I think anyone in there, Spurs maybe. Even if that was a 2-pointer, so he's going to get 30 points over the next 6, still think he's worth bringing in for the 5 game weeks. I'm not going to do it. I've already got 3 City boys. I've got De Bruyne, Cancelo and Haaland. It's not really worth me going from De Bruyne down to Foden. But I am looking at selling De Bruyne at some point, and I will bring Foden in as his replacement in 13 or 14. I've got a couple of players. I think Maddison's got tough games after 14 onwards. Or JARROD BOWEN has got some tough games as well. So that's quite an easy swap for me to make for all the last few game weeks to try and look for some hauls. But yeah, if you haven't got 3 City players and like you are looking for an 8 million mid, Phil Foden is your man. Mate, like look at his expected points against Southampton, 7.3. Scary, mate, scary. I'm just going to change up a little bit. I'm going to look at a defender. I'm going to go REECE James. Chelsea haven't been great all season, but I just want to highlight those first 3 games. Wolves, Villa, Brentford. Those are very clean sheet attainable points. That makes sense. They're about as close as you can get to clean sheets as you can get. Wolves don't score a lot of goals. Villa aren't playing well, and Brentford away aren't as good as at home. If you do need a defender and you are looking at one, like REECE James is so explosive, the only thing I'd bear in mind, it looks as though Graham Potter's tinkering between 3, 5 and 4 at the back, and I think he's so much better in a right wing back, like whether that's as a 3 centre backs and a 2 out wide and James one of the wide ones, or 5 at the back. Same again, he's one of the wide ones. I don't like him as a right-sided centre back, and I don't like him as a right back. I do much prefer him as a right wing back. But whether he can still keep up that consistency of like attacking output remains to be seen. But I think they're good games just for clean sheets anyway. And if you get any attacking returns from that, then it's always a bonus on top of that. Anyway, he is very highly owned for a defender, 37%, and he is 6 million. So if you can stretch to that, I'd maybe look at him. But just have a plan kind of afterwards. 13, 14, 15 are tough games. I don't see them keeping a clean sheet in any of those games. But those first 3 are really good. So I've given 4 stars out of 5 just for those first 3. I think you could get a clean sheet in every single one of those. Yes, maybe 1 or 2 like attacking returns and that. You're laughing, mate. You're laughing. I have popped his XG and XA there just for the balance. Doesn't really matter. I have noticed his attacking output is decreased, so he's crossing. His attacking third kind of contributions have decreased over the past couple of games, particularly when Potter's come in. Nothing to worry about though. I do think that will go back up, and they're just trying to find the best formation for them. But those first 3 games in particular, I would look at as clean sheet points there, and any attacking returns, you're kind of laughing from there. What do you think? Let me know down below. Same with Phil Foden. We've got another man at the moment, LEANDRO TROSSARD. Scary, mate. I don't know what to say about him. Yeah, hat-trick. Hat-trick against Liverpool. It looks like he's playing much closer to Welbeck. Doesn't look like he's going left wing back anymore. He is very much playing left wing or left forward. Very close to Welbeck. He's only 6.7 mil at the moment. 8.2% owned. Tottenham game's not great. I think he'll do okay though, because you forget Emerson got sent off. They've got Matt Doherty and Jed Spence as right backs, but they might move Perisic over there, but he's very attacking. I think TROSSARD could easily get in behind those and cause some havoc. He's outperforming his XG, he's outperforming his XA. I only give him 4 stars out of 5 because the City and Chelsea games in the middle. I think he'll do okay against Spurs, and then the Brentford and Forest games are really good. He is another captain pick in game week 12. Just be wary of that because there is the blank of Arsenal and City. So like if you are struggling for any captains, TROSSARD, MADDISON, ZAHA have all got decent games, and I'll probably look at either of those as a potential option for captaincy. He's done really well this season. He's been really in form. Even when he played left wing back, he was just really good. It's a really good price. I don't think he's worth that price over like a Martinelli, for instance. I think a Martinelli is still a better option, even though he's got some tough games. He's got Liverpool next. I still think he's worth hanging on for those fixtures in the middle. I wouldn't sell him for either of those, but if you have got like an Andreas that you wanted to upgrade to someone like TROSSARD, it's like it's a nice transfer to do. I am considering maybe something like De Bruyne in 11 when they play Liverpool, down to TROSSARD for the Brentford and Forest games, move TROSSARD on then to somebody like back up to Phil Foden. That's kind of like what I'm thinking about of how I can kind of shimmy along and try and avoid that blank game week. So I've currently got 3 City, 1 Arsenal. I'm trying to figure out how I can get 11 players on the pitch and still have decent players. Like, I don't just want to put players in for 1 game week. Like, I want to try and maximise my points and try and get at least 2 games out of it. And Brentford and Forest are very, very good games to be targeting. Yeah, let me know what you think down below. Leandro Trossard, decent, mate. These hype players just keep continuing, mate. JARROD Bowen, an award for the dodgiest assist of the season. Like, what the Premier League thinking that was. I'll take it because he's in my team, but yeah, bad that one. It so bad. Like, he's talking about eight deflection, ding, 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 and then he bounces to Samaka and he smacks it top bins from 25 yard out. Like, it's just stupid. I think he's a good pick though. I've been banging on about him for a couple of weeks, and I feel like I've justified my decision in bringing him in for the points just gone. He got 14 points just gone. I brought him in a wild card in game week 8, 2 points and 14, so an average of 9. So 8, sorry, 8 points a game in those first 2 games. I'm more than happy with that. You know, he's got another 2 good games coming up. Fulham and Southampton. Game week 12 is tough, and that's one of the issues. But with the blank, with City and Arsenal, which I think are going to be heavily on. I think people I've got at least 3, whether that's 2 City, 1 Arsenal, 3 City, 1 Arsenal, or just 3 City. I think he's going to be quite vital to have at least 11 players in there. And even if he gets like a 2 point, or 2 points is better than no points basically. I don't mind having him in for that. The game week 13 against Bournemouth is another good game. If you can rest him for the Liverpool United games, then great. But you're not going to be able to rest him in 12 because of the blank. Blaming that, 2 points, happy with that. Up against United, West Ham tend to do okay against us, and I wouldn't be surprised if he bags anything, even against Liverpool. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. He is a very streaky player. Like, you know, it's last season. I think his first 8 games he didn't do anything, and then he went on this mad run of about 10 games where he was like goal and assist every single game. I think if he goes on a mad run between now and the end of the season, I think he's guaranteed an England spot. He's been okay this season. Like, even though he's not getting a lot of returns. I don't think he's been as bad as people are making out, because he's not getting the goals and the assists. It makes him look a bit bad. It's a bit like Bruno for United. He's not getting the goals and assists, so people are like, oh, like, he's not good anymore. But he's still contributing to the team in other ways, and I think it's the same with JARROD Bowen here, but because he gets the goal and the assist, people are hyping him up. Fulham, they leave massive amounts of space. I think he'll expose that. Southampton are just shocking at the minute. If Hassan Hüttl goals and they bring in someone like Sean Dyche, I would probably look at that again and be like, oh, it's probably not as good as I thought it was going to be. Because they will just sit back if Sean Dyche comes in, and he won't get as much room. But yeah, I'm definitely looking at that as a potential one to be targeting there, definitely. Onto the forward line, got Mr. Harry Kane. He's been good this year. Hasn't done massive hauls, but he's been relatively consistent. It surprised me that he's got 7 goals this season. He's just been slowly chugging away, goal a game. Blank, goal. You know, he's just slowly moving along. 11.4 mil, 19.8% owned, nearly 20% owned. I think he's a decent option. He's a relatively differential for the teams moving forward. I imagine that 20% owned. A lot of people in the top 10k aren't going to own this player. I imagine the forward line would be something along the lines of Haaland, Mitrovic is almost guaranteed, and then take your pick of Solanke. Isaac has just missed out. Those kind of players. Tony, I don't know if I mentioned him like a minute ago. I imagine that's kind of the forward line. I imagine Harry Kane is not within people's thinking. But the way it's kind of moving, if you are perma-captain Haaland, then what's the point in having any premium midfielders? Does that leave space open for somebody like Harry Kane? I think it probably does. And I think it doesn't really matter with Kane who he's playing. Like, even though he's got United and Newcastle in there, which are going to be tough games, even the Brighton game away is going to be tough. You can still see him getting something from the game, and I've given 4 stars out of 5 just because I don't think he's capable of big hauls at the minute, and I don't know the reason for that. But he'll get you 5 goals in those next 6 games, I think, and I think he's a really solid pick, and the data seems to reflect that. They're giving an average of 36, which is 6 points a game. I think it's a perfectly reasonable thing to be kind of expecting from him. He's overachieving his XG. He's still providing assists. I just think he's a really solid pick. If you are looking at another striker and you've got the funds to go up from like Mitrovic is confirmed out. Like if you've got the money to go from Mitrovic to a Harry Kane, I would seriously consider that. They're playing 12 as well, which helps the blank. Like if you're still holding on to Jesus, yeah, perfect example. Holding on to Jesus, you've got 3.4 in the bank. Jesus to Harry Kane is a really, really nice move in my opinion. It's something I would be looking at. Yeah, it's a good pick, mate. Like I'm thinking about it now, and he is a really good pick. Is a captain option in 11 because Haaland has got Liverpool, so like if you needed that differential captain there, Everton at home is a really nice fixture. Everton are better than people think. Once they've brought Idrissa Gueye in, they've got Tarkowski and Conor Coda. They've got a really solid triangle at the back there, and as much as people kind of meme Pickford, he is still a decent goalkeeper. Whether he's fit by that point, I'm not sure. And he will be reborn in the centre mid. Like I've never seen a man transformed as much as that as Joelinton. So good team, good player, good captain pick. What else do you need? Alright mate, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. So today we went through my game week 10 transfer targets and players that I'm personally looking at, and players who I think you should be looking at and potentially bringing in for game week 10 and beyond. That's the kind of thing you're into. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Peace and love, man.